Oh hi! Thanks for tuning in. This week we saw Trump trying to show off as if he were a dictator from another country. He wants to show off that he's alive, well, and feeling as if he were only 54 again. That said, a nation does somewhat rely on its leader to show their allies and enemies that all is alright within their country. However, instead of seeing a more serious president, Trump showed us that he hasn't changed in regards with COVID-19. He immediately told the nation not to fear or let the deadly virus dominate their lives via video on Twitter. Friday, he was scheduled to do a publicity stunt on Fox News, where he was to be virtually examined by Dr. Mark Siegel, who has pushed conspiracy theories and misinformation on the network. The examination was more of a softball interview though, with questions like how is he feeling? Did he listen to the doctors? Did he like to stay? And repeat. He's been doing photo ops, drive-bys, salutes, and now saying he's ready for rallies again. Even though his publicity stunts have caused some backlash because people are pointing out that they have put others in harm's way, such as putting Secret Service in a car with him with the windows up, or a White House photographer racing back and forth to take pictures of the back of his head. It also appears as if he's having doctors that see him sign NDAs, which I don't think a public official should be allowed to do. They seem to forget that they work for us, and they need to be honest and transparent. I know he wanted to portray how much stronger he is, but instead many saw a still ill president stubborn and defiant by taking off his mask and gasping for air after returning to the White House from his stay at the Walter Reed Hospital, which what appears to be the most luxurious patient suite I have ever seen. He also has expert care, which the majority of Americans do not have and cannot afford. The healthcare that 20 million people use that the government provides is still being challenged by his administration in the Supreme Court, and he says he's ready to replace it with a plan that no one has ever seen, and he hasn't provided any proof that it exists. So the outcome of this election may very well mean the end of healthcare for millions. Pro-president or pro-life? The debate of pro-choice and pro-life has been a fierce topic across the table from Democrats and Republicans since Roe v. Wade was passed, wherein the majority of Republicans have made it a religious gambit to win votes from religious conservatives for decades. This did not exclude Donald Trump during his flippy-floppy, wishy-washy campaign prior to gaining office. In an online article from MIT's Technological Review on October 7th titled "Trump's Antibody Treatment Was Tested Using Cells Originally Derived from an Abortion," has proved that once again, when it comes to the president, that sticks and lawsuits will not break his bones, but abortive fetus tissue? Screw it, now give it to me. When it came to stem cell and abortive cell research, this has been the stance of the current president. Quote, "The Trump administration has taken an increasingly firm line against medical research using fetus tissue from abortions." End quote. It goes on to say, quote, "Supporters hailed a major pro-life victory and thanked Trump personally for taking decisive action against what they call the outrageous and disgusting practice of experimentation using baby body parts." End quote. The Trump party, since in office, fought against 14 actions to stifle the science and medical research of the abortive tissue and fetus and won 13. The once again hypocritical hippopotamus proves to the US and the rest of the world watching that whatever is in the best interest of the president will always remain number one when running the We the People nation. The appalling nature of all of this is that the antibodies for Donald Trump's heralded miraculous cure use of HEK293T antibodies, which are derived from very old cells originally found in the kidney tissue of an abortive tissue of a fetus, without the science and medical research that went in to use the tissue to create this long-lasting and accessible antibody, this miraculous cure, would have never happened unless people that fought for pro-choice had won to keep it on the table. Fun fact, it was pro-choice liberals that during the George Bush Sr. administration had fought for medical and scientific research that allowed for the use of HEK293T and other tissues from the aborted fetuses that have gone on to create some of the strongest antibodies we have today. Let's put that question on the next televised debate, please, Mr. or Mrs. Moderator. It would go something like this. President Trump, glad to see you well, and this brings us to the next question. Your stance on pro-life has been throughout your presidential campaign, and while in office, have stifled 13 programs for medical and scientific research of stem cell abortive cell research. Your stance has been clear, but when your life was in peril with COVID-19, you used medication of which antibodies were created by the cells collected within the kidney walls of an abortive fetus between late second and third term. So here's the question. Knowing your stance on pro-life, why would you choose to use a drug that without liberal pro-choice science would have never seen the light of day? Pro tip, President. When you make an argument to millions of Americans and pursue certain avenues to achieve the most votes possible, I hope the pro-lifers remember this moment, Mr. President. No fake news here. Disclaimer. I know this to be a polarizing topic. Pro-life versus pro-choice has been something that religious conservatives and religious liberals have been fighting the other for decades. For clarification, no matter the side of the table, the editorial is to show that President Trump has once again made a decision that completely goes against his own campaign and personal interests for his own personal gain and well-being. Through the jokes and satire, we understand that your stance on this topic is one important to your beliefs, and within this great nation we have the power of opinion and the privilege to do so. We are just pointing out the hypocrisy of Trump. Remember to vote, y'all! Welcome to Barely a Bar's Woke52 Week 40. I'm your official photograbear, HilaHila. Here's a big viral photo op. Yes, pop that collar. Ooh, so strong. That's the look. Yes, make it look like you're working. Oh, remember all the mocking that happened last time we did this and you were smiling at the camera while pretending to be on the phone? Don't look at the camera this time. Yes, that's it. That's perfect. Oh, get some papers on that desk. So presidential. Yes. Now let's get out there on social media. Get your kids to say good things. Go Ivanka, so relentless. Yes. And Don Jr. What? Where's Don Jr.? He's busy. Fine. Let's get Eric. Ooh, yes, Eric. Such great work ethic. Ooh, great family support. Now let's take a look at the likes. Oh noes! We forgot that people can zoom in on photos. The paper was blank all this time. Dagnabbit. The FBI stopped a militia group that plots to kidnap and kill Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who said Trump's rhetoric has fueled hate and similar actions. Trump's campaign scolded her for not being nicer to Trump. Trump has to settle for just being nominated once again for the Nobel Peace Prize, which was awarded to the UN World Food Program, which focuses on feeding the hungry. Questions grow about when Donald Trump last tested negative before his positive COVID status was made to the public, and if he continued to go to events and go to the debate knowing that he was infected. The White House continues to avoid releasing the information to the public. The Supreme Court is back in session with one empty seat as the GOP moves forward with their plans to fill the seat before the election. COVID cases start to rise again across the nation as we approach 8 million cases. On Friday, the CPD canceled the second debate after it announced the debate scheduled for October 15th would be virtual. Trump refused to do a virtual debate, mentioning that they could mute him. Trump's real complexion revealed at the hospital. Boom! 52 seconds. Thank you for watching. If you like these news blasts, feel free to share a bear with your friends. You can also like, comment, subscribe, and click the notifications alert bell to stay woke 52 times a year in 52 seconds of news. Want more news with your favorite news bear? Feel free to stay to the end to watch some clips or images with me. Bye for now.
What?
You caused so much disruption.
Disruption?
You lied about your fucking mother about COVID?
No, Mom.
About COVID?
It's how it's how I interpreted
it. You're taping me again? Do it now. You say correction.
I am. I'm doing it right now.
My mom had 3 tests.
I'm doing it right now.
And I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
Yeah, you can have 15 more seconds, and then we'll give the Vice President a chance to respond.
But I'm not going to do a virtual debate.
So Mr. President, you're not going to do it because the CPD, the Commission on Presidential Debates, announcing this morning that the second presidential debate will be virtual. Are you saying you're not going to participate?
No, I'm not going to waste my time on a virtual debate. That's not what debating's all about. You sit behind a computer and do a debate. It's ridiculous. and then they cut you off whenever they want.